Because I'm going to record in the dark. You know, God has such an interesting way of allowing this world to do the things it does. We experience hardships on this earth. We struggle so much to make things work out, day in and day out, just to keep a roof over our head, to keep, our showers and food on the table, and just try so hard to strive for peace. And we work and we work and we work, and it's so many trials and tribulations that just come at us left and right, and it's like so difficult. And the one thing that I have learned the most, that God continues to remind me, is to lean on Him, to trust in Him. Every time I have doubts, every time I face battles that I don't think I'm ever going to make it through, and I question, why is this happening? Why is all this happening now? Like, every time I start to feel good about my life, and then it's like, boom, the devil just comes after me and tries to take me out. And I feel like that's just been my whole life story, and I feel like, I'm sure pretty much all of us feel that way in our own ways, in our own journeys. But it's like, just this week alone, over the last couple months, I've been doing I've been doing inner work for a long time now. But over the last couple weeks, I've been feeling this shift, and I've been feeling like, okay, my blessings are coming, like God is working, like I feel it. I feel everything that I've been asking for, everything I've been praying for, things I've worked so hard to do. I've been working on releasing fears, old thought pattern, old emotions, things that I thought I could never get through, things that I've been battling for a long time, and I'm just coming more and more in peace with everything. And then as I'm feeling like the good is about to come, and my hopes, my anticipation just rises, and I start feeling really in this whole place, then all these struggles come after me. My debit card information got stolen, so I ordered a new card. Okay, then I have money actually taken out of my card, out of my account, after I canceled my card. Then I get the new card in, the new card don't work, and it's just like, okay. I got really upset about that. That was hard to deal with, and so then I had to go in a different route and get me another card through somewhere else. And then God showed me a small blessing by someone, reaching out to me and helping me out. And then I ordered another card through the card company that my stuff got taken from. So I've been waiting for my cards. I've been waiting to get access to the money that I have in my accounts. It's not much at all. um, but yet, God's been showing up for me in little ways to remind me that He's here. And then, I start feeling good again. And then later on this past week, my son gets diagnosed with autism along with other disorders. And then I realized that I have a bunch of those disorders too. And I'm like, it's like, and then start feeling this wave of heavy emotions. And it's just been so much to process. And it's not that I'm sad about my son's diagnosis at all. It's more of like, I've been more sad because I've been carrying this weight of being autistic and stuff, and not knowing how to implement it in the world. And I've had to fight and do so much inner work to understand myself, so I can help other people understand me, and so I can also understand other people. And I've just been doing so much inner work, and I'm like, God, like, come on, like, please, like, I just want peace. I want to come out of the struggle and stop surviving every day and wondering what's going to happen next, and when I'm going to, get the blessings that I've worked so hard for. I know that you're working. Like, I know that, he's working for me and doing, things that needs to be done to get me to where I need to go. And I just, I've been feeling just like stuck. I've been feeling out of balance. And then I'm out here and I forced myself to dance because I just didn't have it in me. I'm just kind of feeling beaten. I'm tired. I'm trying to, instead of like trying to ask so many questions to God, just surrender and just allow and trust the process, even though I'm not, my humanness is like wanting answers and wanting to understand and wanting to feel better. And it's like so much I just want to get out of because I've worked hard to be at peace and find the love within myself to be able to be love to others. And then so I come out and I dance, and then I start kind of really feeling myself and feeling more release. And then I started coming across songs that I love singing, and it really just really empowered me. And it just really, like, I'm so connected with God again. Like, I feel good. I feel like I'm moving back in the right direction. I'm starting to feel a little bit more balanced, and I feel like I'm starting to release the things that I've been carrying here lately, and especially a lot of fear. I've been releasing a lot of fear and trying to not let fear, consume me. And then someone sends me a message from God, this little video on TikTok, and it's basically like God saying, like, I'm his child. Yes, my mom, my earth mom and dad, you know, gave me life, but they're my temporary parents. They're not my eternal father. God is my eternal father, and he keeps calling me and calling me and calling me and telling me to face my fears and show who I am, to show my relationship with him, to talk about him, to be there, be his voice, because we have that bond. I've worked hard to build that relationship with him, and he has worked in me to build that relationship with me. He hasn't gave up on me. And it just, I don't know the plans that he has, and I have no idea why all this stuff is happening here lately, and why all this heaviness has just been on me so hard. But I know every time I surrender to the best of my abilities, every time I just pray, and every time I just step into myself and do what fills my spirit, he lifts me up out of that darkness, and he brings me back home to him every single time. Every single time. And even though I still have my human emotions and thoughts and things like that, and I still struggle, I know that no matter what, I'm at peace because he's with me always. And that's hard to understand for people that haven't experienced him in the way I have. But, I made a choice to do it. I gave up on him for so long. I gave up on God. And when I chose to choose him, he chose me back with no questions, no demands, just told me to be myself. He tells me to be myself, even in my mess, even in my toxic traits and bad habits and all that. He loves me exactly as I am. He knows why I struggle with the things I struggle with. He knows why I'm suffering so much. He knows everything. He knows every ounce of every cell of everything that even exists. And yet I still question things. And it's hard not to, because I'm a person I like to understand. I think we all do. And surrendering to just what he's doing and allowing him to work and trying my best to stay uplifted and stay in my faith, that's not easy, because this world is so demanding and tells us that we need this and this and that right here and now. It has to be, it has to be here right now. We have to have the answers right now. We have to figure it out right now. And God says no. Our timing is not his timing. Our thoughts are not his thoughts. Our ways are not his ways. So instead of me trying to control things the way I would love to control things, but I have to realize I have no control over anything. He has all the control. And every time I choose and I work hard to surrender and allow what is and just accept things the way they are and just be grateful for where I'm at and realize that I still have food on the table. I still have a roof over my head. My son's peacefully asleep. I have people in my life that love me. I have people in my life that care about me. And yes, there's people in the world that are hoping to see me fail, and that's fine too. You know, they don't define who I am. Nobody outside of me defines who I am. Only God can do that. Only God can define me. And only I can define myself, because I get to choose with the free will He blessed me with to be the person that I want to be or be the person He wants me to be. And I made a choice to be the person He wants me to be. And I won't change that for anything or for anyone. And even though it's really hard, because I would love to please people and to make people happy, and that's what I want. I want to help people. I want to make people happy. I want people to smile and live life and feel God's love. But the truth is, life and even the whole universe isn't all love and light. There's light and there's dark. And we have to go through the darkness to even understand what light is, to appreciate what the light is. Because if we didn't have battles and struggles, Lord, He's channeling through me right now. If we didn't go through battles and struggles, then we wouldn't understand grace and His mercy and what love actually is. Because if we just got it every day, we wouldn't know how valuable it really is. And even though that's hard, because we all the time ask God, why do you allow us to go through all this darkness? Like, this sucks. It's not enjoyable at all. But if I didn't, then I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know His peace. I wouldn't value what He gives me day in and day out. I wouldn't be as grateful for I am for the little things and big things that come my way. And realizing how much darkness I have been through and how much light and love and grace and forgiveness He gives me goes beyond words can ever express. So if you don't have a relationship with God, I advise you do. The journey is never easy, but it was not easy without God. And it's not going to get any easier without Him. It only gets harder. With Him, you can find moments of peace. You can lean on Him and He brings you out. You know, without Him, you're just stuck. I was stuck. I was stuck without Him. And with Him, I move. And even though it's not in the way that I want to move, He moves me. And He always moves me in better places and in better situations and better outcomes than I could even fathom majority of the time. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for everything that I've been through, even though there's still wounds and scars and stuff that I'm still healing from. I think I'm always going to be healing in some shape or form. But with Him, I'm home. And here I'm just walking the best way I can with the steps and guidance He gives me. And I try my best to stay in that and stay in faith and hope for a better moment, a better tomorrow, a better, easier path in this existence. And even though it's not always going to be that way, and it might even be harder sometimes, I know with God I can get through it all. Because with Him, I have everything. With Him, I'm nothing. And that's pretty much it. That's the main goal, is reminding myself that in Him I can do anything. And without Him, I'm just another piece of dust, a grain of sand, just blowing in the wind, with no purpose, nothing to live for, and no reason for living. And I've already been there, and I don't want to go back. I enjoy the purpose I have now, and I'm going to try my best to walk it. So God, I know you're listening, and I pray that you help me get through every moment of every single day, and anybody that's listening, to get them through every moment every day. And in your name I pray. Amen. Aho, and namaste.